Hello everyone, welcome back to Grim Dawn, and we're going to go back to the optional area of the Jagged Wastes. We've already killed one of the 4 bosses in the area, so that's already been dealt with, but now we're going to go on ahead and deal with the other ones. Now, as I was saying last episode, in Ultimate Difficulty at the very least, you're going to want to come through this area so that you can open up the shortcut, which again I will cover really quickly. I'm not necessarily going to unlock it myself because at veteran difficulty there's really no point. You don't really spend too much time in veteran difficulty. Well, okay, I can't quite say that necessarily accurately. You spend a decent amount of time in veteran difficulty, but that's because part of the time you're trying to level up, you're trying to get stronger, very specifically. So you do spend a decent bit of time here. You also have to I also use veteran difficulty, at least personally, to do a lot of the rep increases, at least the initial reputation increases for certain factions. The very specifically, the Black Legion is one of them. Where is? Oh, the Black Legion. There they are. So the reason why the Black Legion is one of the factions that I really consistently complete all their quests for is because they're actually a pain in the neck to get reputation for. Just like with Devil's Crossing, but Devil's Crossing, at the very least, has the benefit of Cronley's gang members. While not being in a lot of places in the game, there are 2 large areas in which they're found. So that does, to some extent, help. When we get to Elite difficulty, I'll talk more about their reputation for Elite difficulty. But especially since to progress in Elite difficulty a decent bit, you often have to complete their quests anyways. If you have gone all the way to Ultimate with the character, and you've got the stone, I'll talk about that when I'm done with Veteran, and you can skip difficulties, you may not stop by the epic difficulty, but I tend to just for the Devil's Crossing reputation. I'll talk about that more later on, but I find it very important, especially in Veteran, to deal with the Black Legion quest lines, because Ethereal Vanguards, which is their primary enemy in which you get reputation bonuses from, they're not very common in the late game of the main campaign, and they're only really heavily found in Malmoth, and that's it. So they're just as difficult often to increase reputation gains as Devil's Crossing. You've got actually Devil's Crossing is slightly easier because there's the 2 places you can find Cronley's Chosen, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But because we're about to come up on one of those areas, but the Ethereal Vanguard pretty much almost exclusively shows up in Malmoth. I've seen a couple of Ethereal Vanguard classed enemies show up at the late game in the Necropolis, the last area of the main campaign. 1 or 2, they're not usually really that common. Not often enough where you would be wanting to go there to farm them or anything, but they can theoretically happen there. So, because I've gotten reputation gains from killing 1 or 2 of the enemies, the ethereal enemies there. Oh good, we've found this. Alright, so this is what I've been looking for. This is fairly nice here. I'm actually pretty happy about this, and how quickly I found this. So, this is Bloodbrier's Cave. This is not, you can see it does not show up on the map. This is the cave you are going to want to find first, because quite frankly, this will lead into the other place you want to go, so we're just going to go on and pop in here. Now, the interesting thing about the bosses in these caves that I'm about to go through is they are incredibly hard to kite, because there's not really a whole lot of room to kite them with. Alright, that's just how that goes, unfortunately. That's just, the way it is. What you do instead, especially for Bloodbriar, is you just kind of move backwards away from them, and you just kind of basically have this quasi-chase scene down the lengths of the cave, is basically how it goes, pretty much. Okay, we're taking a lot of damage from the vines there, so we're going to back up. Okay, you're dead, which is great. I'm frozen for some... Oh, that's because you're... Oh, okay, that's why I'm not doing much damage to you. I don't have enough damage diversity. Probably the lightning damage is hitting you the hardest right now. Although, on the other hand, this means I'm also decently resistant to... Well, how is my resistance to this? 80%. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Don't need that. We do need these. Alright. We're just gonna go ahead and crack these open. Nope, okay. I was hoping for some more rations or something. Nah. Had luck on that one. Alright, so we're just gonna go, and this is particularly easy for Bloodbriar, because you actually have to work your way through the cave, so you're clearing it out ahead of time, which is really important for the conflict you're about to have, which can be fairly interesting. Now, it is possible to kite him here, in this location. It's difficult. I'm not going to pull that here, unless I get him positioned really well by accident. But I'm not anticipating that to happen. But you can theoretically kite him here, but you're not going to necessarily kite him anywhere else as easily. You're going to see this area that's coming up and think, well, Professor, this is about the same size area as the one with the campfire. Why can't you kite him here? Because he can't cut across the campfire itself, so he has to go around it, which does give you a couple of seconds if you really want to try that. Okay, now you've done that, and then you're going to go on ahead and do that. That's fine. And then you're going to take a... You're not going to take a swing. There we go. And then you, once again, don't swing at me. Okay. Oh, that was not the attack I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting the roar. There it is. Now let's see if we can get him to kite around here. No, we're not going to be able to do that. I don't have... There's dynamite there I missed somehow. I also completely missed that ability. I walked right into that. Not a big deal. I let that hit me. And they're just going to basically run backwards like this until eventually you wipe them out. We're pretty close at this point. There we go. And that's basically how I typically will handle him. Just run backwards through the area you've already cleared, which tends to be very effective, to be honest. It works a lot of the time. Again, this does depend on you having a decent ranged ability, which is why I recommend everyone have one. Like I said before, and this is just to reiterate, and this will also be proven later on again, even if you are primarily melee attack focused, you should have one good ranged ability that you can rely on to do damage from a distance for just this kind of situation. Because again, in veteran difficulty specifically, a lot of the times you're going to have a bit of a problem face tanking some stuff because you're not going to have necessarily the equipment, you're not going to have all the survival abilities that you may want to have. For example, I could face tank a lot better once I get Maven's Sphere. I just don't have it yet. So, you know, there's... Eventually I will be tankier, I will have better armor, I will have Maven's Sphere, and I'll be able to do some face tanking. I'll actually be able to mix a few more auto attacks into my repertoire of combos, so to speak. But for the time being, that's really not going to happen because I don't have Maven's Sphere. I will, but until then I have to play this safe. Now, this is where it's basically reinforced, although I've already said this before and proven it before, you should have one really good AoE ability, because this guy, it's not even him being a problem, it's the absolute massive amount of spiders he just summons out of the unholy ether. Honestly, he's not that difficult. You can kite him really nicely around this, kind of. It does get a little dicey with all of these various spiders which can block your way, which, if you're unlucky, you can get trapped and he will kill you if you're not tanky enough. So just kind of keep that in mind. It is possible to kite him, but I'm going to have to change directions at this point because I'm getting surrounded here. You can see I'm getting surrounded very slowly here. Get rid of some of these. That was not exactly as accurate as I liked. Oh, holy cow. Yeah, we stood too long in one place there. Freeze all these people. That's fine. Yep, you're coming for the bite. You miss. No bite of 87. I'm stuck. Okay. There we go. Okay. And again, if you don't have a good AoE ability, that becomes a lot more difficult to do, right? So, at the end of the day, regardless of how your build is, you should have one really good AoE and one really good ranged ability. The rest of it is, you know, totally up to your preference. If you want to spam... Oh, wait, that's really nice. I don't have the physique for this. And I'm not going to for a hot minute. But that's a really nice pair of pants. Chaos and Aether resistance. Yeah, I need those. I lose some bleeding resistance, which is a little concerning considering it's already pretty low, and some poison resistance. But the armor is really good. Yeah, I'm going to want that later on in life. So we're going to go ahead and keep that one around. Nice. Okay. Need more attribute points. And I don't need that. We're going to go ahead and grab this shrine here just because it's right here. And... that's weak sauce. I'd rather have the resistances, to be honest. Devotion. Alright. So this, we haven't... For some bizarre reason, that wasn't assigned, which is a mistake on my part. Clearly, I wasn't paying enough attention. Now, let me see. We're currently going for... purple and green. We're just going to go for the imp for the time being. That's going to change in the late game anyways. I already know this. Like I said before, this cold build isn't likely to be permanent. I'll be starting to look more in terms of a permanent build, when I hit level 50 or so. But that's not happening yet, so we're not going to worry about it. So we'll stick with the cold build until I find something particularly good at level 50 plus, and we'll roll with that for a while probably, until I hit 90, and then I'll be looking to probably readjust again. Generally speaking, my build is very in flux with depending on what I pick up from, anywhere before 50, and then from 50 onwards, sometimes I'll adjust it again, but often a lot of the times, once I hit from 50 to, 70, I won't change it. Maybe I change it at around 70, depending on what I have. And then that'll be my build until 90, in which case I change it once more to whatever I have at 90. Is usually how it works. For me, anyways. I know people build differently depending on... there's some people who like to pre-plan their build out the whole way. I find that less exciting, less thrilling. I'm also not pulling in items for this character from other characters, so I am working with technically less equipment. I'm only working with what this character is picking up, for the most part. Actually, I think I was supposed to switch over the Explorer's set, but I never did. Anyways, I've been using stuff that this character has been picking up. So I've just been kind of rolling with whatever I happen to have at the time. So we're going to grab really quick, just because it's going to push me up a level, and because it's just so easy to get. It's not even really an effort. We're going to get rid of these idiots first, though. We're going to get another shrine. Literally right over here. Absolute freebie. Everyone loves it. Sometimes there's a chest over here. There isn't today. Okay, that's not something I needed, but sure. Good armor, not great resistances. We'll have to see. Oh, hello. Interesting. I've really not been lucky with the, Oop, there we go. With the drops here. But that's okay. That doesn't matter right now. It will, but not right now. So now we're just going to go on ahead and deal with these. We're going to work our way into the fortress here. It's going to be a really great time. Now that I've finally got my tsunami on, we're actually doing even more damage because I'm some kind of goofus and didn't notice I had that somehow. Hello. How you doing? Oh, he killed me. And then he died right... well. At least I didn't die in the first 5 minutes like I've been doing for the past couple of episodes. I'll confess I didn't think he was going to hit me hard enough to kill me. I don't know why, but... just make a quick run back there. Made a random portal right here, so it's not quite as long of a trip. Oh yeah, that's going to be a minute or two easy. Not even a problem. Especially since we've cleared out most of the way there. Alright. And I'll probably talk a little bit about what I intend on doing with my build when I'm done killing the bosses here. Because I do have some general ideas here on where I'll probably wind up going. At least from level 50 onwards. I'm not so sure about what I'm going to do at 70-ish. Alright. Perfect. Alright. Also, there is a reason why I'm getting some of my shrines now, but I'm not really going out of my way to go for all of them. There is a specific reason for that. Again, when I'm done with veteran difficulty, I will tell you why, but I do have very specific reasoning. Just to kind of give you a brief summary of what I'm talking about, when you move on to Elite, all of those shrines respawn, so whether you're using a stone that allows you to skip difficulties or not, I tend to use Elite difficulty as my period of time in which I finish grabbing my shrines, so I have all of my devotion points before going into Ultimate. Because that's very helpful in keeping you alive for Ultimate. So that's generally what I use these for. I'm sorry, that's generally what I use Elite for. But Elite doesn't have every single shrine, because there's a certain number of shrines that spawn, and some of them only spawn on Elite, and some of them only spawn on Ultimate. So, in order to make sure that I have all the devotion points that I could possibly need, I go on ahead and I grab some of the ones from the veteran difficulty, because that will, at the end, balance out the shrines that are missing for the shrines that from ultimate difficulty. Yeah, here it is. Got nothing out of the sarcophagus, unfortunately, but that's fine. Alright, good. And just some guys back here. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye. Perfect. Okay. Oop. Pierce resistance is kind of trash. Boom. Oh, the meteors. Ah. I didn't think that one was going to hit me. I thought the door frame was going to block it. I really need to put a rift down over there, don't I? Should have put one down right away, but I didn't. Ah. That's painting. A random hero, alright. Oh, you're a bit more... I should have known your void touched. There we go. Don't particularly need that, but sure. Okay. Back we go. I wish I ran faster. Unfortunately, movement speed increases are pretty rare on equipment. Still, it won't be that long of a journey at the very least. Definitely could be worse. You know, I'm just going to go this way. It's faster. I'll have to deal with some enemies, but it's really not going to be that much of a problem, honestly. Behold. Okay. I have way too many quests active. Ah, yes, I actually didn't mention the shortcut. We're actually going to put a rift down here because the shortcut can be a bit painy. Alright, so let's talk about the shortcut, because I actually almost forgot this. So it's actually kind of a good thing I died, because I would have forgotten to mention this before. If I'd just kept on going. So, down here is the only other area where Cronley's cronies spawn, other than Cronley's camps himself. Which, again, if you're trying to farm Cronley's goons, that can be nice. I often don't come over here for that reason, though. Mostly because I don't usually need to farm that much in the way of Cronley's minions. I'll talk about that obviously later on, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that I do stop by and I deal with a lot of the Devil's Crossing quests. In fact, I'll actually go out of my way on Elite difficulty to do Devil's Crossing quests specifically so I don't have to farm so much, and also it allows you to level up a little bit before Ultimate difficulty, which is really nice. But here they are. Okay, we're having a bit of a problem here. Nope, that's fine actually. We kind of, well, except for that fireball there. Zolhan's bottle plate, don't need that. That's fine. So you come down here. Work your way over here. Get rid of you actually really quick because you're ranged. That's good. Perfect. Excellent. Oh, nope. We're on the other side. That's good enough, I guess. The crossbowman will die, at the very least. Good. Use a health potion, because this guy's going to slap me around. Because he's a Frost Revenant, he's a little bit resistant to cold. Grab this while we're over here. Because why not? Anyways, well, I suppose we can just keep on going this way. I suppose it doesn't make a big difference how I go around it. There it is. Just want to get rid of this mob. There we go. Get rid of the priests really quick so they don't heal anyone. Get rid of the Revenant here. Get rid of those guys. Storm Revenant's killing me with this retaliation. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Alright. See that constructible bridge thing? That goes... Hold on. Really, guys? I'm trying to have a conversation here. I'm trying to show people important information. Get the heck out of my way. Thank you, and good night. My goodness. Anyways, so this actually goes right over here to the Twin Falls Rift, so you can actually come right over here immediately if you really want to. Again, it's only really useful in Ultimate difficulty because it's the only place, you know, with certain characters, I'll farm stuff if I want to, and there is a boss over here that does drop some cool pistols. If I want those, I can always come back over here and farm them. But I'm not going to fight him because, first off, he hits like a steam train if your Aether resistance isn't high enough, and mine's only 25%. I could increase that to 50% with a potion, that's true. I just don't need the pistols. I don't need the experience right now. I don't want to get too high in level, and because I'm here, the enemies in this area can range anywhere from like 30 to 50, I think. So I could have come here later on and been totally fine. In fact, this area is really nice if you've fallen behind in levels a little bit and you need to catch up. This is typically what I'll do. I'll only come over here in Elite for that reason, actually. If I'm finding myself a little under-leveled, I'll pop by over here and complete these quests. Although, if I'm not really happy with how my reputation progress is with the Black Legion, I'll come over here and do these quests anyways. In Elite difficulty, it really depends on where I'm at with that. Depends on how many Ethereal Vanguards I kill in Malmoth, compared to the average how many heroes I kill in Malmoth, things like that. All those absolutely lovely things that you wonder about in the dark of night. Whoop! You hit me a bit harder than I was expecting. I keep forgetting my armor is trash. There we go. Get rid of you really quick. Grab these. And I died because I was not paying enough attention. Egads. It's my pierce resistance primarily. It's only 55%. And I know it's those guys shooting me that's getting me killed. My fire resistance is... well, it's only 55% as well. It's not really that high. I need better resistances. I need better equipment, straight up. I've been very unlucky. And I must confess that my meteors aren't as effective as I'd like them to be here. We're gonna get rid of you because you heal. There we go. You're just dead. Are you? Hold on. Here we go. Now you're dead. Okay. Freeze. Not bad, not bad. These guys are coming and we're going to lure them in here. So we can do this. I really didn't need the fire in my life, to be honest. Thank you. We're going to back up here. We're going to use a healing potion. There's another fire. We can actually slap you to death here. There we go. Lovely. Something I didn't need. Also lovely. I didn't even need to be in this room, but that's fine. That's fine. Get rid of these tankier guys right here. Gotta look at that shield a bit. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Very good. Boom. Heal up really quick. Slap you. And slap you. Okay. There's also a blacksmith there that will make items for legend, epic and legendary items at level like 75 plus. I'm sorry, 50 to 75 level items. I don't often use that in epic difficulty though, mostly because, again, I'm usually not necessarily having that hard of a time. And one of the benefits of waiting until elite difficulty to grab all the rest of your devotion points is you get a whole bunch of equipment. Okay. Too many guys. My kit is not exactly great in that location. I forgot about that when I went in there, unfortunately. Trozan Sky Shard. That Trozan Sky Shard has an issue there. That is, it's horrifically inaccurate there. Although, again, I'm not intending to keep it permanently. And that's part of the reason why. Indoor areas can be troublesome for this. This isn't the only area this is an issue with, by the way. But that's probably not going to be too much of a concern in the long run. Gotta get back or the compensate for the experience I've lost by dying. So we'll go ahead and wipe these guys out. I don't know what you're doing down here, but you're gonna go. of you. Get rid of you. Goodbye. Not sure who asked you guys to the party, but goodbye. Okay. Now that we've had that whole conversation, let's have another one of these guys. Nope. Goodbye. Good. Backup tonic. Lure you in. Hit you with the big meteors. Yeah. You gave me a punch. That's fine. That'll heal up. Get rid of you. Grab some dynamite because I can. Excellent. Small mob. Tsunami activated, which is really nice. You and your meteors, get out of my face. Good. Very good. Alright. Alright. That was probably overkill on him, but whatever. Okay. Hi there. Perfect. This is working out really nicely. Once I started paying more attention. Hello. That's fine. Aether Fire, Steel Crescent Axe of Frostbite does sound really nice. That's actually a good pair of pants. It's a good pair of boots. Hey, we're actually starting to pick up some good stuff here. Very nice. That's not a good axe. Not good enough anyways. Too far away. Curse you. Nope. Relax. I just don't know why I used a health potion there. I didn't mean to. There we go. Gonna go back and pick up that food. Oh, never mind. We have one right here. That's fine. That's perfect, actually. Now, this last boss here is actually pretty easy to kite. He's got a ready-made arena for it, to be completely honest. As long as you make sure to wipe out these guys at the front here. Don't go running in there like a lunatic. Trying to think, okay, that's... okay. Don't go in there trying to, you know, take them all out like some kind of berserk lunatic. That's not going to work. Oh, holy cow. I have to be a little bit careful, though, kiting him, because he does do bleeding damage, and my bleed resistance is pathetic. Look, if you want to stand on the spikes, that's fine. So here he is. You can just kite him around this. You have to just make sure you don't stop to use your ability on these spikes here. Yeah, that lasts a very long time. He cut me off the pass. We're just going to stand here for a bit. There we go. Now we've got the rhythm. I hit most of that. Perfect. Now that red attack that he's throwing out there, that hits really hard. Don't let that hit you if you can help it. That one, yeah. That absolutely slaps. Alright, so he's finally put down the blood spouting. I mean, you can see this is, you know, pretty easy cutting time here. There it is. Yep, that's fine. 3-year attack. vaguely missed that. Alright. Move around that, and then... There we go. I cut that one a little bit close, but... I know the timing pretty well at this point. No, 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 no. Come on. There you go. Alright. Very nice. Nice, clean cutting episode there. What did I just pick up? Hold up. Oh, yay. Bunch of stuff I don't particularly need. I don't need that right now. That could be useful in the future, but not right this second. Alright. And that's fine. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to riff back and deliver all these quests all at once. We're going to hit level 36. I can think about those equipment pieces that I picked up. But I'll think about that off camera. Well, no, I'll probably think about that at the beginning of the next episode. I got a couple of other things I want to talk about. So, I really quickly... no, this has been a 36-minute episode. We'll talk about my build at the beginning of the next episode. That way we don't spend too much time here. So I'll talk about that next episode, so don't worry about that. So with that being said, thank you all very much for joining me. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Please ignore me. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions, or requests, please leave them down in the comment section below. And thank you all very much for joining me, and have a great 24 hours.